afternoon, everyone. A grand adventure is about to begin. What do you consider a grand adventure? Is it a long hike or something you learn from? Do you gain or lose something from it? If some of you guys have Facebook or follow memes on a social media website, you might come across a man covering his nose with his shirt and spraying Lysol. This meme is making fun of pregnancy. The caption is "Pregnancy is in the air," and this part of pregnancy is negative. But what if you look at pregnancy in the eyes of an adventure? Today I will talk about pregnancy in the eyes of an adventure. I am a nursing student, so therefore I take pregnancy very student because I want to be a sonographer when I get older, well, in a couple years. And I've researched and looked into pregnancy further in detail. An examination of the 9 months of pregnancy will reveal that pregnancy is a life-changing adventure. But through fertilization in the first trimester, changing of the mother's body in the second trimester, and development of the fetus in the third trimester. I will discuss the process of the pregnancy starting with the first trimester, then go into the second trimester, and finally end with the third trimester. The entire pregnancy takes 40 weeks. After the mother's last menstrual cycle. The first trimester is the hardest. It is very confusing and it is an adventure that's ready to begin. Let me explain why. According to Pregnancy Baby Development on WebMD website, last access October 22nd, 2015, to start the adventure, eggs have to be released through the fallopian tube and meet the sperm cell. Once the egg and the sperm cell meets, the fertilism begins. From fertilization, it gives you an X and Y chromosome that determines the sex of the baby. The first trimester fertilization, which begins the mother's body to begin to change, external and internal. According to Carl Neberberg in March 31st, 2015 article published on Life Science website, an embryo develops a heart, spinal cord, and nerves. The embryo causes the mother to have morning sickness, a rise in hormones, and sleepiness. Because the mother's body is not used to the changes, the trimester is the hardest and confusing. The first step to any big adventure is very hard. It takes time to adapt and get used to your journey. The second trimester starts in 13 weeks. And the mother's body starts to change even more. If she then becomes comfortable with the embryo growing inside of her. The mother is becoming more adaptable with her adventure in the new environment. The embryo develops into a fetus and gets bigger, causing the skin to stretch farther and farther. Then the rising of hormones, sleepiness, and morning sickness then stopped. The mother begins to feel comfortable with the pregnancy. In 20 weeks, you then can find out and determine how far you are, what the fetus is, which means the sex of the baby that you get from the ultrasound. Here you see that the hair has grown, the baby starts to hear, and the fingernails grow. The baby can grow now because the mother is less stressed from the unusual activity. Through this, the mother and the baby creates a relationship. The mother is learning new things and is beginning to see that the outcome of the adventure isn't so bad. In a personal interview with Rochelle Richards, She stated an old saying, "The adventure is the darkest before the light, and the hardest part of the pregnancy is the third trimester." The mother's body is tired, is starting to go through traumatic changes, and is ready to end this adventure. Because the mother's body is grown so big, the mother's uterus starts to push against her diaphragm and cause the chain reaction through her body. The mother starts to pee more often because her bladder is being pushed. Her body has a ton of fluids swelling up, and blood circulation slows down. It becomes harder because her body is tired, and maybe is giving a false labor. The last development of the baby is the brain, bones, and the eyes start to open and close. It starts to react to music, and it gains a lot of ton of weight. The body pushes further and further, and it starts to begin to get completely tired. The adventure is close to the end of the third trimester. The mother can see the light now. All she is doing is walking slowly to the finish line to see her big prize. After an examination of the 9 months of pregnancy, it is clear that the pregnancy is a life-changing adventure through fertilization in the first trimester, changing of the mother's body in the second trimester, and lastly, development of the fetus in the third trimester. By informing you about this pregnancy trimesters, I hope you have gained a deeper insight on the 3 trimesters women go through in the process of having a baby. It is the most powerful creation to have life growing inside of you. There is no bigger